Oh, wow, they're coming back, aren't they?
17.
Wow. Mike, Mike, Mike. Oh, that works. Right, welcome back. So I'm going to be doing the hardcore server first, do my daily, and then maybe try to figure out a new grind spot that I could potentially do. But yeah, haven't played in the past day or so, so I'm a little bit behind on the hardcore server daily. Also, probably going to be. Oh, thanks for the follow. But probably going to be checking out or listening to Blue Squadron's previous podcast. I'm a few weeks behind, so gonna just kind of have that in the background while I'm doing the hardcore server. All right. Hopefully it sounds okay.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Old Moon Podcast, episode 76.
78.
78.
I labeled it there.
78. Close. Close
The
one.
8 kind of looks like a 6 to be, just to give you the benefit of the doubt, right?
That's true.
So
That's right.
All right, I think that volume should be fine.
Run a podcast, so we'll address that here for a second. We were trying to make it so that the podcast would always occur at the exact same time every week, so that fans of the podcast could tune into the podcast wherever they would like to, and they knew exactly when it was going to happen. Sadly, we were unable to do that because Blonde is basically involved. His job is completely obnoxious. He works like 6 days a week, 12-hour shifts. Ridiculous, right? So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to do the
rough life
wherever we can, usually on like, what do we say, Wednesdays and Fridays at like 8 p.m. CST, roughly somewhere in there, where we can on Twitch, but it will always come out on YouTube on Saturday mornings. Okay? It'll always come out on YouTube on Saturday mornings, or just on Saturday in general. So, and I love how I bet notes and posts going, okay, apparently it is. But like that's, it'll always come out on YouTube at the exact same time so that people can kind of appreciate the podcast.
Curious what they're going to talk about this podcast. Again, this was 2 weeks ago, so we'll have to see.
Now, another thing I do want to address about the podcast is, guys, we love your comments. Oh, we do love your comments on the podcast. It's great. That being said, guys, the idea of a podcast like this is to have a discussion about things that are going on in the game. Those discussions work a lot better when Blonde and myself and Jay are not necessarily always agreeing on everything. So, in the interest of good discussion, there's a lot of times where we take much stronger stances on things than we probably would, just so that we can help represent that side of the argument a little bit better. Devil's advocate. Now, I can't necessarily speak for Blonde, but when you're sticking up for a certain group of people, or how you think a certain group of people might feel, like you're trying to represent them. But in the comments, guys, please don't go super hard on Blonde, or you could go hard on me, that's fine, or Jay or whatever. But
for me, I love, yeah.
Okay, Jay's just a bottom, so he. That being said, guys, don't attack people's characters or do calls to violence. Yes, calls to violence over a discussion about what's happening in Black Desert Online. It's really good for you to be like, Blue is an idiot, Blonde is 100% correct about this, and then state your reasoning. That's fine, all right? Or vice versa, right? That's amazing. That's the kind of discussion we're trying to talk.
Yeah, it's all about discussion.
Here. But don't be calling people restarted and trying to tell them to, do crazy stuff. If you disagree with what one of them says. Also, yeah, Blonde and I do, we get heated sometimes, and we do talk over each other from time to time. But again, we're still friends, I think. Pretty sure we're still friends. 50% sure we're still friends, right? It's all in good.
Blonde's no comment.
Podcast is meant to start this discussion. Sometimes we get heated in those discussions. It doesn't mean that we hate each other, or you have to pick a side and you have to crusade for that side. Okay. That being said, it's been a minute since we've done a podcast, so we have a lot to talk about. First, we're going to do intros. I'm Blue Squadron, as usual. My boy Blonde.
Hello, I'm Blondebear. You can catch me at twitch.tv/Blondebear. I just recently returned home from the Texas Oasis from Black Desert, and I've been talking about that.
He went to that.
As well as I primarily
Nice.
stream when we're doing our Deposed Crown Prince boss attempts. You can usually catch me there, clearing it with my team. We're on our second clear of the week attempts. We basically had it today. We just kind of ran out of time, so pretty fun stuff there. We're one of the only 3 teams, at least on a guild ranking, that's clearing it. So yeah, cool stuff.
Yeah, that's sick. That's absolutely sick. Yeah, there's only a few teams, a handful of teams that I think have cleared it since it actually came out. Gosh, 8 months ago now. It's literally insane.
8 months? Has it been that long? Wow.
Hi, my name is Jake the VT, V before the T. I do a lot of end game content such as Olins, party boss splits, dungeons. I'm also in Blondebear's group, so you can also find the POV of Awakening Wusa for Deposed Prince. And I've also been spending a lot of time playing Monster Hunter Wilds. It just came out last week. And so you can find me over at twitch.tv/JakeandVT before the T.
Never really got into Monster Hunter.
Yeah, so we've been all up in it. And honestly, I think we've changed how we've played BDO over the last, year and a half or so. A few of us have changed, like all of us have changed kind of the way that we kind of approach the game. I have literally only been doing my Iron Man. As far as active BDO like playtime goes, I basically AFK fish on the NA account, and then I play my SEA Iron Man all the time. So I grind
SEA
more than I have in 5 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say, unironically, I think that literally just the boss blitz prince attempts is like a majority of my stream time. I don't think I haven't like been casually grinding on stream or anything at all. It's literally just been prince attempts every week. We do like anywhere between 4 to 6 hours. That's like all my stream time right now.
Yeah,
it's just
insane. Well, interesting.
Very different.
Interesting that we say we're constantly changing our gameplay because now we have the 9th anniversary. For those of you guys that don't know, and this is the 9th anniversary for BDO coming out in the West, a lot of people were confused. They're like, wait, didn't we just celebrate the 10th anniversary? Yes, we did, guys.
Yeah, for Korea.
Indeed. All year they reminded us 10th anniversary, only to roll around to 2025 in March and have Kim march us back to the 9th anniversary again. It's the 9th anniversary in the West of it releasing in the West. So, and usually, traditionally, the anniversary event is supposed to be
2016.
The year,
is when BDO came out.
But it hasn't been that way the last 2 or 3 years.
So yeah, this would mark the 9th.
This anniversary event, though, I think has done a lot better job, and we'll talk a little bit about it. There's a number of events that have kind of gone on. I'll let Jay kind of list out the events, and then let us know what your favorite is, and then we'll go to Blonde.
The event list of events. Well, there was this
He's like,
What events?
We had the anniversary stream on March 3rd. It went on for like 3 or 4 hours, and there was a lot of community representation. I noticed that this year's anniversary has put a lot of focus on the community. There's a lot of puzzles. There was some wheelbarrow racing. There was some sort of like rock paper scissors kind of like action with the ranger and the
I didn't watch any of that.
Also, always the community sort of like quiz kind of shows that they've been doing recently, and I think it had Kiara, Rapolis, who was it, Cizane, Moshi, Blade NZ. It was a fun. It's always a fun time. It was always a hilarious time whenever they come up. But yeah, I noticed that this year has been very, very like community focused, and they also had this sort of, what is it? Kind of like an ARG. I don't know if you guys know what an ARG is, but sort of like out of game experience with puzzles that the community has been kind of trying to figure out lately. And I always love those kinds of puzzles. I haven't been like looking into it too much, but I heard it was. The GMs have been giving me like hints every day of how to figure out like the next part. It kind of reminds me of Mysteries of Summer almost. I miss that a lot. But
Mysteries of Summer.
A throwback to Mysteries of Summer is when.
Gosh, I think the last time that was out was what, 2020?
Out of the game to figure out stuff, you know.
Yeah.
I actually had a lot of fun with that.
That's always one of my favorite events. I ran Mysteries of Summer in summer this year, and I gave away a Dark Knight statue for it. The event, like, I had more engagement on that event than I've had, like, period. Like, that event got
That's pretty cool.
Engagement, and like the Discord and adventures, going out and going on adventures. One of the cooler events that I've put on is to send people on like a riddle adventure to go out and explore the world, and maybe a way that they've never really thought about before. Before I give my 2 piece on the rest of it, Blonde, what's your favorite event?
I was gonna say, actually, I had just been at Texas like all week, so I actually haven't seen any of the events or anything. I've been trying to take care of some IRL stuff, so I actually haven't looked. I did see that there was like a hint of the Mysteries of Summer, but it wasn't like a traditional one. It was more like a puzzle game, so that's probably gonna be my pick, because anything related to that. Listen, as long as it's not the Rock Look Deep again, I would love
Rock Look Deep. Oh my god.
Basically any of that stuff, but I haven't actually had the chance to look into it yet.
Yeah,
that was a crazy time.
I've explained Rock
If you were there,
Deep
you know.
many
If
times.
you know, you know.
No. You explain this. I've explained it many times, but TLDR is they used to put on this really cool event every year called Mysteries of Summer. Now we have like Wish.com version of that this year, which is great and everything. No. It's great and everything, but it's not as good. So back then, guys, the prize, it was kind of like Ready Player One, if anybody's familiar with that book series or has watched the movie, right? It basically, you would be presented with a riddle to start your quest, and then that quest would send you on an adventure out in the world where you would find hidden platforms or different things that
that's pretty cool.
Have been there, but like you found them first, like kind of more remote locations, and you would have to interact with that stuff and like do things that would unlock the next part of the quest line, and you would like the first one to get to the end.
A lot of people weren't able to complete that.
Got something very exclusive, whether it be a black T9 Pegasus, of which I believe only 2 or 3 were ever handed away on North America. 2 of those accounts were banned, as far as I'm aware. One
Wait, what?
Exists, and I don't think that person is playing the game anymore. But EU, I think their black Pegasus still exists because they actually follow the rules. That being said, you could also get like a custom merchant ring, I believe, one time. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, it was called the Lion's Ring.
Yeah, the only one.
It was called Lion's Ring, and it was basically a red version of the Rich Merchant's Ring, which looked really, really cool. They don't stack, if you guys were wondering. So if you had the Merchant's Rings or the Lion's Ring, they don't stack the effect, but it's still.
Could you imagine winning that?
I don't know if that person's still playing.
That would be crazy.
To get the Merchant Ring and then realizing it's useless.
I know.
That would have been crazy.
Well, I mean a lot of us do, things in the game that we don't necessarily do for something that's worth it, like the LVI, right, Blonbears?
It was 100% worth it.
Well, yeah, I see.
I think I'm on the wrong way.
Extremely worth it. I'm the only one.
Regardless, at the end of the
navigate.
day, that's what it kind of was. And the Rock Look Deep comes from one year, the final year that they did it. One of the riddles led you to something that said, it was some, I forget what the name of the riddle was, but the answer to the riddle ultimately ended up being Rock Look Deep. And it was the most terribly designed, horrible riddle.
Very convoluted.
Listen, it was because it was in Medaya. You had to go to Tariff.
Yep, it was in
and
Tariff.
Bro, I remember one of them was you literally had to get on a hot air balloon, which, of course, it's not going to even show the map. But you literally had to get on a hot air balloon in Calphian, and then you'd have to ride that balloon all the way from like here over to this area here, and you had to time it out perfectly in order to get on this invisible platform. I mean, it was wild, absolute wild. That took forever. Like it was crazy.
It told you to look at a board or a screen.
That's why a
and
lot
the
of
screen
people
had the
couldn't complete it.
stonemason symbol, the G, the Freemason symbol, sorry. And it was like a G with like a little compass thing. And I guess you were supposed to know to hit G to open up your guild tab menu to find a guild by a GM. But like we're looking at it, so then we're going into conspiracy theories, looking up stuff about Freemasons and like the government conspiracy stuff and all this other crazy stuff, and trying to figure out like what does this mean? Not the fact that it's just the G key on your keyboard. You had to press G to open up the guild finder menu, but everybody's also in a guild, so how would you know to look up the you're not in a guild page to search guilds, because the G function doesn't do that unless you're not in a guild. So like it was so convoluted. I don't know how people figured it out. They had to give out like 5 hints, I think, because we couldn't get it. It was bad.
Like my understanding is that people just randomly guessed words. Like they had like a generator. It was on the website, guys. It was on the official website.
I could have sworn it was so Bon was explaining it was on like the G. It was on like the adventure board for like their guild page.
Yeah.
And the answer was on the guild page of the GM's guild.
It was.
Right?
It was. I just don't know. I just don't know how you would have figured out to go to the guild. You wouldn't have. I think they had to give like 10 hints or something before we because everybody. It took like I think 2 whole days of us looking through everything, and nobody was close at all. Like oh man, that was funny.
Well, all that being said, the community managers were like, "Screw this, we're never doing this again." After the backlash that came from that horrible incident, and they still have never brought it back. This is like
which is wild to think.
Version of that when they brought it back. Mine was
because a lot of people liked it.
The Renaissance Fair, which by the way, that art is from the Black Desert Renaissance.
Heck yeah.
Right there.
Oh damn.
Yeah, you want to see the?
That's
honestly,
cool.
we'll take a second. You want to see like the community? So you can see these two pretty clearly.
Yeah, let's take a look. Oh, don't drop it.
Oh shoot, he's literally lifting it up.
Yo, what up, bro? Got you tabbed in as always. Appreciate it, bro. I got you tabbed as well.
That's so
Appreciate it, homie. Hope your stream's going well.
That's beautiful.
That's awesome.
Hope the hardcore grind goes smooth. Yeah, I'm just doing my daily. Nothing too crazy.
You know, like
Oh my God,
Nothing too
your
crazy.
riddle. the bald head.
Yeah,
It's very
bro,
noticeable.
Sick. Anyway, yeah, like the BDO Renaissance Fair had multiple aspects to it, but it had the
Nothing too crazy. Yo, what up, Julian?
It was pretty cool because it gave away a Dark Knight. I gave away a Dark Knight statue.
That's awesome.
Which was pretty sweet. And again, it was meant to just like as a throwback to that really cool event. So I think it's really cool that they're bringing that back.
Also, everyone,
As far as, like,
if you haven't checked out All Shucks, he's a streamer on Twitch. Pretty cool dude. Let me go ahead and give him a shout out. Always terrible with this here. Let's see. Copy. Julian, what are you up to? Oh, did I mess that up? Shout out. There it is. I totally missed the painting there. I gotta go back and look at this painting. Let's see.
Well, look at
That's
it.
so cool.
It's got every class in the game. It's even got
That's beautiful.
Basil's down
That's
here
awesome.
at the bottom. I'm looking at my
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
usual rank 1 gooner. You know? Like
Oh my
it's,
god,
there's
you're right in the
Dozer
middle.
there.
I
Yeah,
could
there's-
see the bald head.
yeah,
It's very
bro,
noticeable.
Sick. Anyway, yeah, like the BDO Renaissance Fair had multiple aspects to it.
That's
but
pretty cool.
it had the Mysteries of Summer.
I'm playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Wait, really?
Which was pretty cool because it gave away.
Yo, I loved that show back in the day.
That's awesome.
Loved Yu-Gi-Oh! I never actually played it though. Like I never played the card game.
So I think it's really cool that they're bringing that back. As far as like the cool events that I
Yeah.
think that they've put on here, I just want to say to the CMGM team, and I messaged them personally about this. I thought
That's pretty cool though. Is that like online, like through Steam or something like that? Like Yu-Gi-Oh! I gotta look this up. Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Steam. It looks like you can play on Steam, Google Play, App Store. Do you play like on your phone? Or do you play on Steam? It's got a 7 out of 10 rating. I'm at 321 AP. Yo, bro, you're catching up to me. Yes, Steam. Nice. You're actually catching up to me. 321 AP. Weren't you like 317 or something like that? Like a week or so ago? You must have been making some solid gains, bro. Ah, okay. This kind of looks cool with this Steam. Look at that. Huh. Chain. It's like an interactive battle scene. That's pretty cool. Living at base. Oh yeah, I haven't been there in a minute. So are you a big like Yu-Gi-Oh anime fan? I don't even know how many like seasons or episodes that even is. I don't know why I'm not autopathing. That's pretty cool though.
that their anniversary stream that went on
Not anymore.
days ago was the best that
Wait,
I've
are they
seen in
wait?
years. I think that
Are they still making episodes for Yu-Gi-Oh? Like, is that still like they're not finished with that? Is it like Pokemon? They just never ending. Let's see, Yu-Gi-Oh anime. It says 5 seasons. It says there's been 7 different unique anime series. Huh. So it looks like maybe the main Yu-Gi-Oh has only five series. There's a new season. Huh. Yeah, I see the main one. It says the main Yu-Gi-Oh is 2000 to 2006, but I guess there's like spin-off Yu-Gi-Ohs. I guess kind of like Pokemon. You know, like obviously the original Pokemon is completely different from all the other crazy name Pokemons that come out. Yo, wait, why is this guy purple? Is he purple because of his points? Bro, that's actually kind of crazy. Hold on. When will Pokemon end? It will probably never end. I heard you can get 100 plus human damage. Wait. You can get 100 plus. Wait, for what? You talking about for the hardcore server? Like it's a buff or something? Oh, is this person not gonna? He didn't even respond back to me. Wow. That hurts. Oh, he did respond back to me. He said, I don't know. Well, how do you not know, bro?
Anniversary stream was incredibly good. I think it engaged the entire community. People were having a lot of fun, giving like, especially like giving the streamers shit in the chat, and like the way that they were bouncing off ideas with chat, and the way they were engaging the chat with the various
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
was awesome. Also, let's talk about the quiz section for a second. Okay.
Wait, did I turn the quest in?
Earlier,
I did.
Like, I've never been defeated in a BDO trivia or a BDO like Jeopardy contest, because I've done it like 3 or 4 times now. Jay, can you please explain to me what happened when I got called onto your Jeopardy show and I was playing against Blonde and I think one other person?
Jeez.
Jay's
Jay's turned into a robot.
Jay, are you good? We're losing him.
Oh my gosh.
They're hacking into his mainframe.
We're losing him.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Honestly, Blonde, you can explain what happened. Blonde, what happened? Because you were there.
What happened?
Hello, I'm back.
Okay, never mind. Jay's back.
Sorry, I just had to unplug and plug my mic.
He had to
I
put
don't
his
know why
batteries
this
in.
is, but
He had new batteries you got to put in.
yeah.
Ravens, thanks
Yeah,
for the
but if you
raid.
guys don't know, I
Yes, hardcore. Blue talked about it. Oh, okay. 100 plus human damage. Jeez.
I held a community Jeopardy game show called Pin or Pry, and it was season 2 with Blue, Squadron, Blonde, and Fake Uni. And Blue, I thought Blonde was gonna crush it. Like I was like leaning towards Blonde, and then Blue just came out of nowhere, just knowing everything. I was like, what?
Just completely just destroyed, and that happens every time. That's the funny thing, is that every time I've been on a game show like that, everybody thinks I'm gonna clown it, and then I absolutely obliterate everyone. And I want to point out,
you what's that term called? Subvert expectations. I think that's what
yeah, exactly.
That was something weird. That was like some Ultra Instinct kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, everybody thought it was like this Slumdog Millionaire thing. I'm like, no, this happens every time.
Yeah.
Like, come on, I promise I've played the game. But like they had this quiz show where the NA partners were beating the EU partners, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I would have beaten both teams put together. Bro, I don't know if you guys saw it. Every question that got asked, it was almost embarrassing. Every single question, the partners were like, "We have no idea what we have no." Like there were so many questions that couldn't even be answered.
I know.
Like literally couldn't even be answered, and like we're all like, "Bro, these are our partners, bro. What is happening?" Now, to their
They don't play the
credit,
game. Oh.
yeah, to their credit, Foibs actually did answer. I think the lore and like the quest one, I'm not gonna know anything about lore and quests. So there are like 2 categories about those. I would never have known any of those because like it's not my thing. Right? Maybe Blonde or Jay might be able to answer those, but Foibs showed decent mastery of the game because like she was able to answer some of the questions. I mean, dude, it's not like their questions are incredibly hard. They're asking like, "Yo, this alchemy recipe. What does this alchemy recipe go to? What is this cooking recipe
Come on,
go
bro.
to?" Basic stuff, King of Jungle Hamburg, Armor Drought, stuff like that. But if you've ever made this stuff like I have, like because that's how I play the game. For a long time, I was like a do-it-yourselfer. I would just life skill and I would create things, and like I knew what the recipes were for stuff, and that's why I have all the guides on it. Why I wrote all the guides on this nowadays. But like, dude, they didn't know anything.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't know anything either.
I mean, C-Zane got asked a direct question. What are the repair materials used for upgrading a barricade in Node War? And
yeah, I would know.
Answer the question. Guy's been doing Node Wars for 5 years.
I would know.
Like literally 5 years, this guy has been doing Node Wars. Couldn't answer the question. I'd have kicked him from the guild. On God, I'd have kicked him from the guild. It's not even a question, bro. It was super Pepega.
Wasn't it like iron ingots or something to upgrade your barricade?
How does Jay know? How does Jay know? C-Zane doesn't. Jay is like the PvE guy. It's iron ingots and melted copper. Iron ingots and melted copper. It used to be that everything upgraded from different materials in Node Wars. Then they standardized it all to iron ingots and melted copper, and then it's just polished stone to upgrade the fort. That's it. Like, he should know that. Like, obviously you should know that. He's like, I only kill people. Help, dude. But like that's the kind of stuff we were dealing with. That being said, even though the partners didn't know the answers to the question, and that was kind of embarrassing, it was still a super fun thing because chat was just dogging on.
Well, I don't really see anybody. I'm going to go ahead and turn these in. And then we're going to try to find a different grind spot. Let's see.
You know what I mean? Like, it was still really engaging for everybody. Yeah, everybody was still having a great time. Like, even though the partners didn't know anything, it's like, whatever. Everybody was still having a great time. It kept us all very engaged, and I thought the CMs did a great job running that event. Big shout out to Envlave and Etsu for dressing up for the event. Bro, they were in suits.
I know.
I know for a fact that Etsu didn't even own a suit. Bro, when I shoutcasted with Etsu, both years that I shoutcasted with Etsu, he didn't even own a tie. Okay, much less a suit. You crazy? That dude doesn't own anything, bro. He's getting paid, bro. He getting upgraded, bro. So maybe they just let him. Maybe they just loaned it to him. But like they looked good. They looked good. So I loved it. That event personally. But yeah, I think that also 90% drop rate. What the hell?
That's so funny.
No, it's not, bro. We got more drop rate than that like 2 months ago for the ball.
I think what they could do.
I really want to try Tungrad Ruins.
Nowadays,
I think I should be able to try. I think I should be able to do this spot.
So many buffs nowadays.
I think.
I feel like for these like big events, they should increase the max drop rate to like 400%. I don't know how impactful that would be for the thing, but it's. I think we're gotten to the point where the drop rate events don't feel like drop rate events anymore. They just feel like, oh, I can save my drop rate items. Like I have so many drop rate items that like I can max out until like the next.
Yeah, gotta collect my rewards. Oh look, we got
I'm using all of our quote unquote drop rate event stuff for the AP buff for Prince attempts more than I am using it to grind.
Number 6, number 4.
It's got like 5 AP here.
1,000 total AP for the spot.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna
wait, really?
Because like I don't need the drop rate.
Yo, actually it might be fine. $98. That's rough, bro. Wait, how many rewards did I get? 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, I got 6. Okie dokie. Well, that was nothing. Okay, let's do the normals first. I need to have 26 free slots. Of course I do. $1,000 AP. Let's see. Tungrad. Okay. Oh yeah. All right. So yeah, we definitely will be at the mark for sure. Cool. What things can I get here? Julian, have you tried out Tungrad runes yet? And the trash is 35,000. I really don't like. There's really no other item. I mean, I guess the nope DP's 410. Oh, okay. Huh. I'd like to do Darkseeker's Retreat, but well, Darkseeker's Retreat's 1,002 for the minimum. Well, I might be able to do Darkseeker's Retreat too. Okay. I feel like I'd make more trash here. Well, more money here because of the trash and it's Agris Fever. Trash is also more too, 45,000. Yeah, I just feel like Darkseeker's Retreat is such a strong grind spot if you have the gear for it. We'll try Tungrad Ruins first.
We always have a drop rate event. Like, why do I need that?
Bro. So yeah, I think that the drop rate event could have been a little bit stronger, but you know, it is what it is. I get it's the 9th anniversary, 90% drop rate.
Right.
But yeah, it is what it is. I think the anniversary events this time around were better than they were last year, but they're still not where they were in 2018, 2019.
Yeah, way back. I think what was it again? They gave away like tri ogres during the 2018 or something like that. And tri ogres were like what? People were buy ordering them for like 7 billion back in the day because it was. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk.
No. That was all I was gonna say. Was that the people were pre-ordering them for like 7 billion back in the day? It was
they
insane.
Didn't just give them away, and that's what made the event fun for us. So that event was basically, it was a 4-week long event, guys. And the first week you could grind.
I do remember that actually.
Each week there were 4 different grind zones that you had to go grind, and you had to grind a lot of it. Like you had to grind at least 2 to 3 hours in order to.
Yeah, I do remember that event.
You needed to try to do your attempts.
It was a pretty OP spot.
Attempts on a duo. You were guaranteed a duo yellow accessory, which was already big. And if you got lucky, you had like a 30% chance at getting a tri accessory. If you grinded for 2 to 3 hours every single day, the whole event, the whole week, you had a 30% chance of getting
that's pretty big
version, right? And this went on for 4 weeks. So presumably, if you were average luck, you would come away with like 1 tri accessory, and the rest you would have a bunch of duo accessories. You would have the ogre, the Bassie, the crescent, and I forget which earring. I think Tungrad earring is what they handed away. I grinded every day for all 4 weeks and ended up with 4 duos. So me. But you know what?
Yeah, some
that
people
was one of the most memorable events. That was so much fun. I loved that event. It almost forced me to grind too much, bro. I was hardcore grinding for that because that stuff was hard to get back then, man. It was hard. And then
Yeah.
the year before that, the second anniversary was the first time they ever gave away a rolly box for boss gear, and that's the Pen Kutum that I still have on the account that is C20 to this day. It was my very first piece of boss gear on the account. And then shortly after that, I bought my Trizarka off the marketplace. I sniped it because DK had just been nerfed and everybody was jumping ship. And I sniped one off the marketplace shortly after that, but I got the Kutum.
Yeah, I don't remember that event.
But like I remember those anniversary events. They were impactful. And then the next year's anniversary event, they gave away a bundle that had, and this is some lore here. And I'm sure that Blonde and Jay remember because it was like back-to-back events where like we had like the New Year's event that had the same rolly box. Then we had the anniversary event that basically had the same rolly box. And in this rolly box, you were guaranteed to get a piece of boss gear, but it also included Vels and Garmoth's heart. Okay.
Garmoth, yes.
And it was like a 10% chance to get a Garmoth's heart or a Vels heart. Okay. So what people were doing,
a pretty good chance, yeah.
Yeah. So what people did is they would just make a new account, roll redeem the code, roll the box, sell whatever they got, and then they would do this until they got the Garmoth's heart, and then they would try to sell the Garmoth's heart to themselves. So in order to go around this, now you see there's like a limiting like clause on every single rolly box. You have to have finished the main storyline in order to get this box, in order to prevent people from doing that because of those events, which I thought was pretty cool.
This was also back in the day when the Central Marketplace was not the Central
Come
Marketplace.
on, bro.
What was it called?
Really?
I can't remember, but it was before Central Marketplace. So you had to like kind of like snipe buy orders. And I remember last night during that I can't remember if it was New Year's or anniversary, but I just remember spending 12 hours straight just trying to buy order at Garmoth's Heart, and I did. I managed to snipe one off like 3 a.m. in the morning because people were still like rolling their boxes.
I mean, what?
On the market back when it was like
31 free slots. How many do I have?
And so that's my first Garmoth's Heart that I'm still using to this day, which is insane. And again, I don't know if they'll ever bring back any of those kinds of events where you just guarantee the heart anymore. It's kind of like bundles that have a chance to get those hearts.
Highly doubt it. Okay. Now after the 9th anniversary events and stuff, there was also a dev note that we should talk about.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. Okay. Out of 10. Out of 10. I want your raw take, and then I'll let you guys explain it. Out of 10, take the whole dev note. Okay. Give me a rating out of 10 about how you thought the dev note went. We'll start with Jay and then end with Blonde. Actually, you know what? Blonde hasn't spoken in a while. Blonde, give us your rating and why you're giving it that rating.
I don't know. I read the dev note.
I have no idea what you're talking about. The one I remember one a month ago or something. Is there a new one that recently came out?
The one 2 weeks ago. It came out 2 weeks ago. I have the
one that goes over the hardcore servers. Have you seen that one?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so it's the hardcore servers plus the Ataraxian dungeon plus
bro, come on, really?
What else did they talk about in there?
Really?
All-in-one preset and new outfits.
So cooked right now.
Presets were mentioned. And then the new outfits. Okay, so
there we go. Finally, 2 Debarekas. There we go.
Jay, what would you give the dev note out of 10?
Out of 10, kind of like a 6 for me. 6 for me. I felt like the dev commentary, it's always having some sort of, I don't know. I feel like there could be a bingo.
Wait, I got a pry?
Like, we're sorry.
I got a pry Debareka ring. Oh my gosh.
Going as planned. And so
that's crazy.
And also PvP stuff. I'm not the biggest into PvP stuff. The only redeeming thing in there was the Ataraxian dungeon, but also I have to mention that the last dungeon we got was freaking 4 years ago, 2020. Was it 2020?
I can't believe we got a pry.
It was so long ago that we got the last one. Getting the next one, it didn't feel as good.
The Central Market first.
I'm happy that we're getting it, but I don't know why it took this long to to get it. And so yeah, kind of like a 6 or 7 for me. Not like the biggest one. Not the most hyped for.
6 out of 10. Right on. Yeah, it makes sense. Blonde.
I gotta look up this developer's note. BDO. Granted, I know this was 2 weeks ago, but still. Probably not gonna be able to find it either. Would be notices. Maybe, maybe it's maybe it's GM notes. Is it this maybe? Nope, don't think that's it. I'm not gonna be able to find it.
Hey, so what's
Yeah,
your notes are?
I was gonna just mirror everything that Jay said, basically that. But there was one specific line in there that really triggered me and a few friends of mine. They said there was one line where they said,
Oh yeah, here we go.
We
Yes, sir. I know exactly. Hold on. Can I type it on the screen before you say it? Close your eyes.
Yeah, go for it.
Close your eyes.
I'm not looking.
Close your eyes.
I'm not looking. I'm not looking.
We're waiting.
Just let me know when you want me to say it.
Okay, go ahead.
They said one line in there that really triggered me and a few friends. They said, we are done focusing on group content. We feel like we've done enough group content. And
Oh, are they talking about the video?
really, really bothered me because when I look at like a lot of the content, I agree Boss Blitz, I think, has been a hit, and it's been very good and successful and fun. But it wasn't the fact that like we talked about like the Gyfin spot. We talked about
Okay, so got 3 total Berserker
I mean, I feel like a lot of
accessories, so not too bad.
They're always like, man, more
I
group
guess.
grind spots, more group grind spots. And I know the dungeon.
And I got a
group
pry,
content, but
so
that phrase really, really, really upset me because I think that more than anything, I think people. As much as there's some people that say, "Oh, you know, I want more stuff. I don't want to have to group with people. I don't want to have to group with people." You don't have to do this, but there should be more of that content. And Dolan's 1, or Olin's, then Dolan's 2 is cool and all, but it's like Dolan's 2 was technically a downgrade in a lot of people's eyes, even though it was more accessible. It was problematic, and I just think that just more grouping.
Hey.
Like the pig thing could have been cooler.
Okay, I'll take that. 416 mil.
The dungeon, and that is a good thing. For like group stuff.
103. Okay, okay.
And that could be considered part
all
of
right.
the group content.
I'll take it.
On. And for all we know, they could have Gyfin and Mirmok done in cooking, and they're just waiting to release it. That could be something they're done with. That didn't feel expressly stated in that, and that really, really, really triggered me. Like, I'm not kidding. That it was like I felt like it was like an 8 or 9 out of 10 because it's like, okay, hey, they're working on it. Hey, it's gonna be delayed, but hey, they let us know instead of leaving us in the dark. Here's some stuff. Here's some stuff. Here's some stuff. Okay, cool. And then that just really brought it down a lot.
Yep, they said we've released plenty of party content, and I remember pausing the video and I was like, dude, they're just spoon feeding me content because like that was the dumbest possible thing that they could have said. They haven't released a party grind zone, as far as I'm aware, since Olin's. Olin's 1 is the only grind zone that I'm aware of.
These
like,
are
if you don't include Dekia Olin's,
never gonna sell, huh?
Same thing, but harder. But like Olin's is the last group grind zone that I'm aware of that they've released in the game since then. And yeah, they've got like the group boss blitz, but like that's it, bro. There's plenty of party grind. What a joke. My rating out of 10 is 4. And honestly, I might be being generous, giving it a 4. I understand. I'm supposed to be the doomer guy. But here's the deal. I think that, and you guys didn't talk about the hardcore servers, so I'll talk about it, and we'll see what people in the comment section on YouTube and then what my chat has to say about it. But I actually think that the hardcore servers are super well designed. I think that the hardcore servers look really, really polished and clean. They look like they're going to be fun.
Granted, this was 2 weeks ago, so obviously his opinions changed by now, I'm sure.
Thought up a lot of different things. They added like and again I think that it's based on
that's funny.
Keep in mind that there's going to be a but at the end of this sentence, but I have to think that most of this is based on like the community's feedback because none of this existed like previously. The way that they pitched this to us, it was nothing like this. And then they were like, okay, yeah, we're going to add PvE monsters where you can grind for PvE stuff so that there's a competition for resources there. And then in order to keep people from grouping up, we're going to add aspects of Shadow Arena, where like the arena closes in around you, which I think is really good, and you fight to the death. That's pretty cool. There's like a leaderboard. There's going to be rewards and titles that you can get on your main account, right? Like that's all very very good stuff. And then
Never gonna
Jay had
sell.
another thought.
Oh my.
What if the world was ruled by a flaming lizard? No, but it was just as bad as that. It was, hey, we're only going. What if we only allowed 4 classes to play on the
I saw
hardcore
that.
servers?
I was like, I don't play Warrior, Sork, Ranger, or Zerker. I'm like, how am I gonna?
Cooked, totally cooked. Like, here's the thing. Like,
It was like, wow, it was so good. 4 classes released. Huh?
Yeah, makes no
Whoa,
sense.
Thank you, DOA.
Makes no sense.
Dead on arrival immediately. It was
Cut
like,
off 80% of the players.
Okay. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Did y'all catch that? Dead on arrival. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I got you, bro. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Look. BDO's hardcore PvP servers are finally, I don't even know what the rest of the title is, but anyway, look at that thumbnail. Dead on arrival. Look at that. Will you just look at that? Boom. Boom. Can we just say that I was cooking there? Please. Please. Wait, is my chat thing looking weird? What's going on here? I'm just now noticing that. Oh, that's kind of funny. I forgot to turn the chat off. I was like, what's going on there? Why does that look so weird? Hmm. Okay. Also, the chat worked for Twitch, but not for YouTube for some reason. I'll never figure out these things.
From playing it.
that's what
Okay.
I'm saying, dude. I just don't understand. Like, they had such a good, like, dude, and this is coming from the Doomer that isn't even partner from them. I'm like, W, looking good, looking good. We found the
They had
L.
us in the first half.
Found the L, right? Like, we found the L at the end of the day. Like guys, like, their excuse for doing it was like, we didn't want to overwhelm players by forcing them to know all 28 classes or whatever that are in Black Desert. And I'm like, so you're going to force them to play on a new class and put them in an arena with somebody that's been playing it for 7 years?
Yeah, I feel like it was so weird because it's like now you're putting like experts in a prison cell with absolute noobs and novices where they don't get to play it all day. They get to play it for 2 hours max of day or however the time
it makes
is,
no sense.
and then you're screwed. So like anybody that's an expert at
Literally
whatever
makes no
you choose to
sense.
play, if you run onto him in
Huge
the streets,
L.
in the desert, whatever, you're done for, bro. You are
so good,
done
bro.
for.
Yeah.
All I can say is, listen, if you guys don't know any of the classes, just play Zerker. You just grab them and you're good.
Dude,
like
I
you don't have to worry about
can't
anything.
Oh, is that how that
Super
works,
easy.
Blum?
Super easy. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Okay, maybe I'll play Zerk then.
I can't wait for a new player. And there were these copers in the comment section that were like, well, I actually think it's going to encourage me to play Sork for the first time because,
Yeah.
you know, like I'll be able to play it on the hardcore server and there's no punishment. I can't wait for that person to spawn in on Sork and have Choice go up to him saying, welcome to the Thunderdome. Literally
Oh, no, I need to exchange these.
troll them. It's not even going to be close, man. Like, I think that, like, at its bottom line, it actually is a pretty solid idea. It's a super solid idea, and I think that they executed it really well up until that point, and they have literally killed the content before it even hit the ground. Like, they're allowing 4 classes in it. It's Ranger, Sork, Berserker, and Warrior. And like, I just want to point out that not very many people play those classes. Like, very few amount of people actually still main and play those classes. So it's
Yeah, that is true.
Of the player base, and they're difficult classes. Those are not easy classes to play against like PvPers, right? They're not easy. Again, if they really wanted to make it for everybody, here's the thing. If you want to get new players into PvP, which I think the hardcore servers, that's what they're trying to do, is they're trying to make it approachable, right? In an instance format where like there's not much, you know, you're not losing things necessarily on your main account for it, right? You're not losing grind time or anything like that. And make people excited about doing PvP, you need to allow people to play the class. They might not know all 28 classes in the game, but they know one, and that's enough for them to participate in the game mode. Like, that's just the truth, right?
Ooh, I got
Like,
40,000 loyalty.
They're going to be like, I know my Mystic really well. And these classes, by the way, are beloved by these players. By every player loves their class, right? That's why they play the game, because they found a class that they really enjoy, and forcing a player to play something that they don't enjoy is not a healthy way to introduce content to your game. It's just the truth. In my choose your class guides, I literally tell people you should play the class that you find that looks the coolest. Everyone's going to tell you to play what's meta. No, you need to play what you find is the coolest, and then you'll attach yourself to that class more, and you'll play the game more as a result. You get more gains. You'll get.
I think I need to buy a bunch of these 120 stacks.
Other classes might be marginally faster at grinding, but not in the early game. Early game, everybody's good at grinding. You're just one-shotting everything. That being said, you get to these hardcore servers, you can only play 4 classes at a time. And here's the thing. How long are we going to have to wait before Deadeye is available in there? If they're going to go by release date, by the way, here's a fun fact that I discovered today. If we're going to go by release date of the classes, we're going to do the starting classes 4 at a time first. Then we're going to go by the classes that released in order. Do you know which group Dark Knight's going to get to be with? Dark Knight, Mystic, Striker.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
That's gonna bend me over. What are we talking about?
The counter.
I'm sitting on a casting couch. Like, what are we doing?
Oh, that's a rip.
Wait, we're Warrior, Ranger, and Berserker.
That's a rip.
First 4 classes.
Launch classes. With
Yeah.
with Wizard Witch.
Yep. I guarantee you. Like,
One of the originals.
Oh, yeah.
watch it be Wizard Witch, Maywa Musa, or something on the next one.
Literally.
And like,
yeah.
It'll be dead on arrival. It's no one's gonna play it. That's the problem, and it's sad because they spent a lot of development time. It actually looks really polished. If they allowed all the classes in the game, they've completely destroyed it before it's even hit the ground running. None of us are gonna play it. I'm not even gonna get to play it. You'll probably see Choice doing it, but like that's because he plays Berserker, and like he's gonna gallop around and have no one to fight. There might be a few hundred people that try it the first time around, but it's very quickly gonna die. And immediately no one is going to play it because there's just nothing to do. There's people can't play the class that they want to play. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, that needs to be immediately.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Like, it's on the Global Labs right now. I double checked today with Biceptimus Prime's Global Lab patch notes. Yep, it's on the Global Labs as 4 classes. And I just want to point out, this is a disaster. This is a complete disaster of an idea. And I don't know how to get the message through to them. It literally, because the moment that they release this, even if they go back on it, they've already lost a lot of.
All right, bro. I don't know where these grind spots are. Also, I need to recharge my Vel's heart. All right, Spirit Stone. About to break the bank with this. know what sucks? Is I gotta do this individually. Oh no. Why didn't I do that when I was there at the city? Was not thinking at all.
Of interest in the content. A lot of people.
All right, I need to figure out Tungrad ruins. Locations. All right, let me see here. So visionaries give you a damage buff for 6 seconds when knocked down. The buff refreshes with a visionary nearby, so uptime can be 100% afterwards. When visionary dies, it causes nearby mobs to die at 30% and debuffs the Putum spawn waves. Best to leave for next loop and clear them while keeping the visionary alive nearby for more damage to them. If you hit any of the event mob, then leave the area, will despawn. Hmm. Uh, I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to figure out. All right, so maybe here is the spot. It's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, this is definitely gotta be the spot. So we'll go right here. I did not mean to click that.
Hello guys,
Let me see here. Sleeping? Might be sleeping. Gotta keep me awake. Julian, you gotta keep me awake. Nah, I'm watching this video. Trying to look at these mechanics for Tungrad. That's it? Okay. Huh. Interesting. All right. So it didn't seem like it's that bad mechanic wise, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I guess this is the rotation over here, huh? Crazy. All right. All right. All right. I'm going to pause this real quick. I'm going to focus a little bit for a second and just see how this feels before I actually do this. Let's see. So I go in, there's a visionary guy somewhere around here. There he is. So I focus him first. Okay. All right. So now he's destroyed. Now they're dead. He's very tanky. All right, there's a visionary guy. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. So far, so good. All right, this doesn't seem too bad. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, this is easy. I'm kind of confused on what kills them, though? Why? I have to, kill him in the back or something? Why is he not dying? Yeah, maybe back attack damage makes him blow up or something. I mean, that went pretty quick. All right. Well, seems like a pretty easy circle. Okay. Okay. That seems pretty straightforward. So we got that one, and then we got that one, we got that one. That. So we'll just do like a full circle and then end up back to here. Okay. Cool. I can do that. Yeah, that didn't seem bad at all. What time is it? 10:50? All right, I need to go to the Guild Manor first. Get my buff. And then I'll put some food on. And then we're just straight chilling. Bro, that's so OP. Plus 15 AP. Dude, what's going on? Is that gonna let me go out? Oh, all right. There we go. Good stuff. I feel like I need to get feed real quick. Let's see. We'll do like 10. It's there. It's there. I'm gonna just throw that away because I want to be as accurate as I can. I guess I can put that in the market. All right. All right. All right. I think we're good to go. Hopefully, I'm not missing anything. Okay. Boom, boom. Go ahead and hit this again. Bro, they died so quick. Holy cow. Yeah, I think the gear requirements is a little bit too much. Way too excessive. Like you're just limiting that your patient population to do it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Dude, I'm trolling right there. I'm trolling. Bro, why is he not dying? Yeah, to strive for. I could see his point of view. But I still think like what Blue said, there should be two different levels. Yo, aw, shock. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you rating me, man. Are you already finished for tonight? Did you get your 12, 13 hours in? My man grads hardcore. I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna go ahead and leave. What is it? What is that thing following me? Oh no, today was a bit shorter. I guess today is Sunday. Does this thing like still follow me? What's going on here? How's the grind? I'm trying Tungrad Ruins for the first time. So this is my first time doing it. So I'm not really sure if I'm doing it correctly, but figuring it out. Yeah, gotta get the kids to school early in the AM. I gotcha. I understand that. I understand that. Yeah, anyone who's here, who's not a part of All Shucks already, go check him out. Cool dude. Crazy PvPer. I guess with Deadeye still. I think I can hold on, let me see. Let me see. Oh, come on. It definitely works. What? There we go. Now it works. Deadeye Identity Crisis still active. Hey, that's fair. That's fair. Dude, I went on this like weird span of like playing Awakening Stork, then trying out Tamer, Awakening Tamer. And there was another class too. What was it? Awakening Tamer. There was another class. Awakening Ninja. Yeah, I agree with Blue. There needs to be like two different versions. Like 750 gear or 350 gear score is just insane. Or 350 AP gear score is just insane. Like, not many people are gonna be able to do it. Oh, I'm trolling. I don't understand like blowing up. How do they blow up? It's like I feel like it's so random. Either they blow up sometimes and they don't. Sand, what up, bro? Sand, have you tried out Tungrad Ruins? I might have already asked you that. I can't remember. Your Twitch chat relay is huge. Oh no. Oh no. I'm just trolling y'all. I appreciate it, bro. Covering your cam. Oh my gosh, dude. I'm trying to figure out another chat system. I appreciate you pointing that out, bro. Oh my gosh, dude. I'm over here just like, yeah, my chat's just covering up half my screen. Promise you guys, that's not what I'm trying to aim for. Nope, not at all. Oh my gosh. I'm such a noob. Such a noob. Yeah, I briefly grinded Tungrad. Yeah, I think I'm doing it right. From what I've seen and read, it seems like I just need to target this visionary guy. Didn't really like it. Ah, okay. It doesn't seem like the money would be as good here. Same thing as the City of the Dead. Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. I've never done City of the Dead though. Bro, I got such bad allergies right now. My throat's killing me. Congestion. I usually always get bad allergies around this time frame. May, April. Yo, I opened up my I was out of town this weekend. We just got back, but I opened up my reward boxes and I ended up getting a Pride Berserker ring. So that's pretty good. Same mechanic, killed the main mob, debuffed the pack. Road trip with the fam, congrats on the Pride drop. Yeah, I appreciate it, bro. Yeah, we just went out of town for a day. Went to go visit some friends out of town. Dude, money, grats. Yeah. You got 7 debos? Bro, what is up with your RNG, dude? Are you kidding me? 7 debos? I only got 3. Granted, one of the 3 was a pry, but still. Bro, I never get that lucky. Like, this man's pulling out 7 debos. That's crazy. Gosh. Report that guy? Yeah, let's report Sand. Get reported. I don't know. Yeah, I was surprised I got a pry, to be honest with you. Bro, I just realized. Oh my gosh, I am struggling this stream. I am struggling, dude. I've been having this podcast on this entire time and y'all can't even hear it. What in the actual world, bro? Maybe PA is rewarding me for carrying you on my back. Oh, oh my gosh. That is a good point, though. I mean, I am technically getting carried. He's the 7 skip enhancement dude, right? Boosted your RNG that night when you were tapping. No, that's Sam. That's Sam. He's the 7 skip. Two different guys. But Sam's RNG is on a whole nother level. All right, well, I'm going to continue to play this.
I don't think there's anything necessarily.
Even though I'm like
should PA maybe make their own
in a really
version of
odd spot for y'all, but that's okay.
Like their own version of making a character that's like locked into that stuff. I don't think it would be a terrible thing because I think that's like one of the funner things about games is doing a new playthrough. Not necessarily always the newest end gamiest.
I just have
the adventures,
the Old Mood podcast on the background, just kind of passively listen to it. But
okay, so we've gone through Interaction. We've gone through most of what's in the dev note. Let's talk about what was in the rest of the dev note.
okay, yeah, he's RNG blessed for sure.
They also glossed over it. Gear presets. We have no date available. It is coming, but just like it has been for the last 2.5 years. So again, they've been telling us.
Yeah, they're both RNG blessed, to be honest.
About 2.5 years ago.
Because I think
it's still like
Sam's AP is like 345.
And then
Sand's AP is like 347.
Which I'm like, holy shit! I thought they forgot.
Yes, I thought they forgot. Yeah.
I suffer in silence. Sam suffers loudly.
We're not.
He does suffer loudly.
Okay, moving on. Like I was like, there's no way that you brought it up and then didn't, and then said that you're not getting it. Like, okay, sounds good. So, yeah. So like the rest of the dev note is basically you're not getting any of this stuff, or we have no date and you're still not going to get any of this stuff. Also, there was no talk about the new expansion at all, which tells me I actually don't think we might not get an expansion this year.
Yeah, I think. Nah, we'll get the expansion.
I don't know, man.
Between like the two,
but it's probably going to be like in December.
Just glossed over and not talk about it, or mention that they're not going to do it between the two.
Well, at this point, they should just have said that forever ago. That's the problem. Is they waited. Like what they told us about RGB Black Stars over a year ago. It's like
it was a long time.
Ago.
Yeah, it was back in Land of Boarding Light. Back when it was a Land of Boarding Light dev commentary. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and they were like,
Dude, I think
here's this thing, and then we just never got it. It was Land of the Morning Light Part 1 dev commentary. I think.
Yeah.
Right. Part 1.
Yeah, it was the Part 1 one.
So
yeah.
like.
I'm far from blessed. Just try to make silver so I don't cry myself to sleep. Yeah. Well, and you make crazy amount of silver too, so.
Yeah, we can't do.
You got a whole system down.
Next weapon really shiny because we didn't even know about Sovereign yet, right? Like that would have been a fine way to do it. Instead, they waited like 2.5 years, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, by the way, you're never getting that." Like, okay, sounds good. What about Server Wars? I'm still waiting for an update on that. So that was the rest of the dev note. Again, that's why I gave it such a low grade. I do think that they have had some great ideas in there, some phenomenally designed content, but they just found the L. And they just kept finding the L every single time. They had me in the first half, and then they would just immediately ruin it. It was just miserable. But
I think that if they had coupled the bad news with some good news after, like let's say, yeah, we're not doing the extra color effects for Black Star, but we're gonna do this other cool,
which is still crazy,
weapon or for your armor, or
but they can't do that.
Have like a,
also, this podcast is like 2 weeks old, so I'm a little bit behind.
But there was
I think they unironically they talked about it, and like the guy that's in charge of the color design and costumes and stuff is not talking to the guy that's creating the new gear, and he's like, they're gonna love this. I just figured out a way so we could color their Black Stars, and they do that announcement, and then the guy that's making the weapons is like, what are you doing? No, they're getting a new weapon. You can't do this.
That makes sense.
You can't.
That podcast was all over the place, but I gotta give Blue some flowers. He was the only one that gave BDO 10 years of lifespan from now.
Why wouldn't wouldn't you like that? And the guy's like, no, they got a new weapon coming. You have to cancel. And I think they literally were like, oh shoot, yeah, I think it's a total misfire, and it's two different departments that accidentally just fricked each other, and now the whole of PA's taking the heat.
Wait, are you saying that he was saying that BDO will have another 10 more years? Is that what you're saying?
We can just eventually release it in the cash shop. We'll just put it in the cash shop. We've done the dances. Now we can get maybe.
Wait, is this the podcast with Dapper? No, I haven't listened to that one yet.
Does that? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Bro.
I'm behind. I'm 2 weeks behind. I think the Dapper's episode is after this one.
Like, you imagine you have one guy slaving away, like,
right.
I finally got
Yeah.
sovereign coated in yellow. Guys, check this out. I got the weapon to glow yellow.
Oh, some about the Dapper episode? Oh, gotcha.
Figure out how to do the rest of the colors yet. But on all 28 classes, I can do yellow, which looks really cool. And they're like, oh shit. Because they just announced that they could do every color.
Yeah, this is like the one, I guess, content that I always look forward to every week is Blue's podcast.
That's making the gear progression being in the same. I mean, unless they all talk to each other, which I think we all
like.
know
I used to
communication issue within
what was that podcast? Value Pack podcast. Value Pack podcast with Frosty and
totally separated from the guy that's like actually putting in the game design.
I started with an N. What was it? R. Reslar, and then Nashi.
It does suck that they've already announced it, so it's like
that was like my favorite podcast back in the day, dude. They would go on for like 2-3 hours an episode, bro. Like, it was amazing.
In my book every time, so yeah.
Yeah, not centered around crons. It's crazy. I will say again,
But here recently, Blue really hasn't been doing as many podcasts
to make their weapons glow any color that they wanted, or even just another.
But yeah, I've just been so busy. I haven't really been able to listen to it. So
their skill effects, which by the way is possible, despite what them not telling us, because they have that in like some of the old Halloween outfits.
Yeah, I thought that was so weird that they said.
Blonde was triggering me the entire podcast, talking to every people.
Because it's just
Oh wait, really?
I guess when they say, like,
Wait, really? That's crazy
we
though,
can't
because I feel like it's been the opposite.
We can't just change it. We have to like actually rebuild it from the ground up. And I'm like, okay, so we're just lazy here. You don't think it's worth the investment? You don't.
Yep.
You don't.
That's wild.
It's not that you can't. You just don't wanna. Okay, all right. I see how it is.
Crimson Desert's gonna come out, and they'll just monetize that instead. It'll be fine.
I don't think, dude. I don't think that's gonna go anywhere. I think that game's gonna be like, oh, cool. Anyways. That game is not gonna be anything anywhere.
Wait,
it makes me so
really?
sad that they put, yeah, for sure, bro. Like, how many games have come out in the last year that's like the super casual?
I usually get triggered by Blue, but it was Blonde. Yeah, I know. That's what I was. That's what I was wondering. I was like, that's crazy.
There's like that other one where you get the.
Because usually it's kind of Blue, but
Yeah, I think this is gonna be the same. It's just gonna be BDO combat and single player, which I mean is basically BDO, but I'm just saying. I think it's gonna all be the same.
I really don't mind it though, honestly.
Well, here's the deal.
We'll see.
Because I mean, it's a podcast, so I kind of like the back and forth like arguments.
Will release as a single player RPG at the end of this year, final quarter of 2025, probably in December. However, it's going to be turned into very shortly after they release it. They said they're going to turn it into an online multiplayer. And they said that they're going to introduce a cash shop. Yeah, no, they said they want it to be like
Grand Theft Auto.
to be like
Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto. They literally said,
Ooh, look at that.
or GTA 5. They literally said that. So my guess is that they don't want PvP necessarily. Let's not get the PvPers excited. But you should be able to play cooperatively. Yeah, you should be able to play cooperatively with other people and like do quests and shit with other people. And again, this was an official announcement. It's on my channel. You can cover it. Like I covered it back when they said it. Again, Blonde is like the world is like opening up in front of his eyes. So like they can't say
16,851 hardcore points, bro. That's crazy.
It would be really bad, and it's not necessarily going to replace BDO in many respects.
Where am I at? Not that many. Like 10,000, I think. I didn't do it yesterday because I was out of town.
In a Black Desert universe with
So I didn't have the opportunity to do it yesterday.
And stronger storyline and everything. It does have potential. You have to give it credit.
It does seem appealing.
Oh man.
Yes.
Right, we're gonna go to the next one. Kind of butchered that.
Sure. Yeah, I'm so appealed.
You're so appealing.
Are you kidding? Are you actually not going to play it?
No, I don't think I'm gonna play. I'm not even gonna I'm not even gonna
I'm
look
gonna
at it.
scope it out and see.
Yeah,
what the fuss is all
I don't think I'm gonna
about.
play Crimson Desert either, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's just not even close to being on my radar. Maybe I'll see
Yeah.
if like it looks fun.
I'm kind of with
to play, maybe,
Blonde.
but no,
I mean, all
I
those
don't.
tags, you know, end game PVE content, cooperative content.
I don't know, single player games, I
There's
just,
a million
that I vibe
squad
with,
games out
so-
there. I'm just like, I don't think. Listen, I've always been of the opinion that PA struck gold accidentally. They were just mining in the mines for coal, and they struck gold and oil in the same place. Okay, I don't think they made the god tier game because they meant to. I think this game is a miracle of chance. So I don't think that anything else.
I don't have time to play other single player games. Exactly, bro. It's so true.
I've never ever been of that opinion. I mean, you could just look at like
Really?
Man, it's so true.
Okay, but I mean, just even look at Shadow Arena. Shadow Arena is fantastic, built-in BDO, and every person said this is
Okay.
not going to work outside the game.
That's
They
a
released
bad
Shadow Arena.
example. That's a bad
That's the
example.
only other one. What else they got? It's literally BDO, but cool, guys.
Like, there's some other games I'd like to play, but I just don't have the time.
Everybody love battle royales right now. This is gonna be so fun. Yeah.
Maybe if I was like a full-time streamer or content creator, but
So why would I want to play
Yeah.
BDO again? I'm already stuck in this
True,
one,
and
bro.
not get any rewards for it. Like, what are we
Yeah,
talking about?
I'm not gonna have any account progression. There's no like actual tiered upgrading system. It's probably gonna be like a God of War thing where you just like collect stuff and put points into it. Ah man, I listen. If you enjoy it and you like it, more power to you. I hope you have a blast. Personally, me, bro, I'm a I'm a RuneScaper now, bro. I'm locked in on that RuneScape and BDO is
was
about it.
RuneScape kind of like the same way? Like you said, like you know, for Pearl Abyss, it was BDO that was like the golden oil or stuff like that. Was Jagex also kind of like the same thing with RuneScape?
I do
RuneScape
like
being
old school RuneScape though.
the oil and what is it? Whatever it is.
It's the whole reason why I'm in a dad guild. Hello, everyone know the struggles of having a family and a full-time job. Yes.
They have RuneScape and old
Yep.
school RuneScape currently.
The struggles are real.
Currently, retail is RuneScape 3. Old school is technically RuneScape 2. And then there's private servers for
there's
classic.
3 of them?
There's
I thought there was only
there's
2 of
two
them.
official versions. There's private servers for the classic, and there's private servers for what's called 04scape, which is the graphical update past classic
I'll be
into what
honest.
was RuneScape 2, but before it turns into the real good stuff. But I mean,
Interesting.
I think they struck gold and they still got it, baby. Because who's logged on to old school RuneScape right now?
Maybe Crimson Desert
Blonde?
would be like the RuneScape 2 or the RuneScape 3 and then BDO.
Oh gosh. Did you get your payout today from the guild? I don't know.
What card do you have in your computer?
I think it's like a. I think I still have a 3080 Ti.
We're not dying quick.
40
Stop playing
40 something.
RuneScape with it.
Yeah. Listen, quality over quantity, and I'm talking about gameplay quality.
Oh my
He's not wrong.
The more pixels does not make a game better. Trust
Yeah,
me.
I
What
will
is
say-
every AAA modern game coming out with the best graphics ever, and it all is dookie? No thanks.
True. It's not going to be necessarily based on graphics, but I have much more faith in Crimson Desert than that. Because I think
will
that
say,
Pearl Abyss does have
I'm-
it in them to make a phenomenal game. I do.
How much do we get?
That it's a good game.
I hope it's a good game. I will be definitely.
I don't know. I mean, did I get a guild payout though? Because I've only been in the guild for a couple days.
Non-BDO partner, and I'm the one that's excited for Crimson Desert and thinks that Pearl Abyss can do a good job. And then the 2 BDO partners are like, no, they're just an ass company and they struck gold with this, but their management is terrible. So honestly, Crimson Desert's gonna be ass too.
True. Oh my gosh, everything he just said was true. You hear that, Jay?
Go on.
That's what I
How
heard.
am I the one not in
Yes,
the partner
please,
program?
please, write in the comments, please,
Please show me the way.
please.
It's gonna be cooked. Anywho, what we've been talking for like what 30 minutes? No, I think it's actually been like an hour and a half.
There's a base payout of 50 mil, I think. Ah, okay.
It's been an hour. Yeah.
Oh
it's
my
been an hour
Hey,
and a
I'll
half,
take
yeah.
it.
Okay,
Anything.
topics that you guys
I
wanted
missed
to cover.
this.
Yeah, true.
I mean, we could save them for next week. Because I was gonna talk about like the end of like the winter season of Arena of Solaire. But I think it just ended, and so, but we could save it for next week's because we're kind of going on late, right?
Yeah, we're a little bit late on this, but
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll save it for next week. But guys, let us
Is that it?
You like, comment, subscribe on the video, whether you're watching on my channel or Jay Coon's. Make sure you comment on the videos. Tell us what your thoughts on the video were. Please, no calls for violence. You're more than happy to disagree with us. But I would chill on the extreme comments. But tell us what you want us to talk about next week. Tell us where you thought that we were idiots or we have it all wrong. Explain it to us. Let us
Tell
know.
us who you would want to see.
Yeah.
to come on as a guest in our
Oh, true. Tell us who you want to have on the podcast to talk about some of these issues, because let's be honest, Blonde, Jay Kuhn, and I are basically a clown fiesta concoction of content creators. We would love to have extra people onto the podcast that actually know stuff about the game, right, guys? Because we never play the game.
Yeah.
We don't know what we're talking about.
Totally.
We're uneducated, right? Well, let us know who you want to have on the podcast to discuss the game from their perspective, or what issues you guys want to know, because we're looking at having special guests on the podcast next week. Again, the podcast will air either Wednesday or Friday, 8 p.m. CST, but it will always come out Saturday on YouTube and Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well, so that you guys can see it on those platforms. And I think I've covered everything. Let's do outros and closing thoughts. We'll go Blonde first. That way Jay can give us a long...
All right. It was good. I'm slowly catching back up. I get 500 mil a week for my sea monster kills. Dude, that's pretty goated. Dapper episode is great because you get to hear from a fairly new player perspective. Yeah, I seen that episode. It was like an hour and 45 minutes or something like that. I don't know if I want to listen to that while I'm grinding, or if I want to do that like on my own time. I'm not sure. And I know, I think I saw where Blue just released another one yesterday. Or I think my hour is actually cooked right now. What in the world? All right, we'll put some music on. Let's see, 4.
It's a new day, and nothing's really quite going your way. You got bad news that's confusing. You got sad news that you're wounded. And it feels like the worst time. You're worried and scared and not fine. You feel unprepared with no signs. Well, it'll be alright. You just gotta fight. What about things happen to you?
Yeah, I think I would like Darkseeker's Retreat a little bit better. Like the monies should be better too. And I think I have the gear for it for the most part. Let's see, Monster UI. Oh yeah, 1053. I'll take it. Darkseeker's better. Yeah, I've seen some people pull some crazy numbers from there. Like 2-3 billion an hour. I still like Highlands the best. Bro, you love Highlands. What do you average there? Like 30, 40K? Just because it's fun. Darkseeker's sweaty and good money. I love Highlands too. I haven't been to Highlands in, I guess it's probably been over a year. I definitely did not have the gear for it. Chill grind. I know when I did go there about a year ago, I died like 3 or 4 times. A little rough. I just re-rolled Awakening Musa, got 26k in 40 minutes. Awakening Musa. You cannot die, man. Avoid the reds. I know. With your gear now, you'll breeze through it? Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Yeah, I should give it a shot again. Yeah, I stuck Musa for 7-8 months. Jeez, that long? So wait, why are you doing Awakening Musa? They just buffed Awakening Musa really good? Ah, okay. You just gotta watch all the AoEs. All big red circles are really the only threat. Yeah, I'm trying. At that time, I played Awakening Striker, and they don't really have very good like iframes. Is that where you normally grind at? Aw shucks. Highlands. Kill legs, avoid red, grab, green buff, kill mobs, take a nap, rinse and repeat. Take a nap. I love it. Yeah, for the most part, decent drive table, around 900 mil an hour on my lawn. Exactly what Sand said. Yeah, I guess you can AFK for like a solid 30 seconds maybe? $900 mil trash loot. Oh snap, $900 mil trash loot. Yeah, that's pretty solid. So how much trash do you normally average there? $32, $34? Okay. Jeez, that's crazy. Yeah, when I was there like a year ago, I was averaging some really bad numbers. Like, I think 20K. I think. Could be wrong. But I think it was like around 20K with the Agris. I'm trying to think I think I only had like 307 AP at the time. Ah, okay. Yeah. I'm telling you, it was bad. It was really bad. I was getting an average 30K with Awakening Dosa. Yeah, an Agris spot. Yeah, when I was first going there, I was getting around 27, 28, but as I'm gearing up, I'm getting more efficient. Nice. That's why DSR is great. Agri spot as well. Yeah. Well, bro, like I never use at my Agris unless I'm at an Agris efficient spot. So I pretty much stay at like 100K, which I'm kind of grieving myself because I know I need to use it.
To the top and this music was my ticket. Found a way to grind, turn a passion to a business. No limit, I'ma get it, having millions as a witness. I'm addicted to winning, living up every single day. I'll be fighting and building up in a million different ways.
Yeah, you should. Better to waste on a non-agri spot than let it sit. Exactly. Yeah, I agree. I definitely don't disagree. I don't know. I'm just weird. I don't know. Like if I see it's not Agris efficient, like I have a hard time turning it on. It's really weird. Also, like when I'm doing like these grind sessions, I'm also like taking these numbers in account for like a YouTube video. And so if I use Agris, then it kind of, inflates it. Don't grief yourself. All shucks. LOL Gib doesn't do it efficiently. Yeah, I'm not efficient at all. I'm the most least efficient person you'll ever meet. I just have that attitude of like, yeah, that's cool. Perfectly fine. You do you. Oh. It's a superpower, to be honest.
There's too much that's going on, I don't know what to do. Paralyzed by options in this world, can't pick and choose. Yeah, everybody's life is on display, including you. Yeah, I feel every day is just the same, stuck in a loop. I need some variety, I'm sick of this anxiety, I'm sick of this society. They make us feel
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I definitely think this hour I didn't do as good. But I always do less when I'm streaming. I get anxiety looking up and building spreadsheets all just because of efficiency. I mean, dude, you got the system down though. Plus, you make insane money every week, so.
You better watch out now. I figured something out. What this whole life's about. Yeah. It's not the goal, it's the journey. Wasted emotion is worry. I'll stop being in a hurry. And I'll just enjoy what I'm doing. Keep pushing forward and moving. Appreciate the improvement. Yeah. I was so stuck on a goal. Was losing sight of my soul. Need to enjoy getting old and be so present. I don't know if there's a heaven, but I know I wanna get in. And sometimes I feel a presence, energy in a direction, so I follow intuition. It took me to a musician. Now I'm on a different mission to help others with afflictions. Now I'm
Oh, man.
I finally have seemed to find who I am in this life.
Yeah, this spot is kind of boring. Yeah, I've been too busy to borrow last week, so losing maybe 30 to 35% of cash flow. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no, dude. I'm sure you're like biting at the nails. I fall asleep. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if you caught it a few times, but like I'm sleeping with my eyes open. Like legit. Like I'm starting to like doze off even though my eyes are open. Like it's pretty bad. Like y'all are probably about to see me like crash out here in a second. Stupid allergies, bro. Rough.
Big moves, I'm that dude. Bet I see you from the top, yeah, real soon. Looking down on the haters that I've been through. Told them I'll see you later, yeah, big truth. I keep a real good pace. Built a big house, damn, look at that place. Up in my mind, cause that's my space. House so big, full of positive things. And I can't be shook, cause I ain't no rook, man, I wrote.
It's only gonna get worse. I gotta stain my deck here in the next probably couple weeks. All that pollen, bro. Ugh. I'm gonna sound terrible. You're gonna hear me on stream. I'm gonna be like, I can't talk. Oh God. Dude, it was so bad. I remember last year I did a YouTube video like post allergies. Well, I guess I was halfway in between allergies, but anyway, literally someone in the comments was like, bro, do you have sleep apnea? And I'm like, nah, man, it's just allergies, dude. I'm trying to think, like, and it's so weird too. Is like I've never had allergies until I remember it was 2018, the summer of 2018 or the spring, I guess. Oh my gosh, dude, it was so bad. I couldn't breathe out of my nose. I couldn't taste. I couldn't sleep because my mouth was so dry and I had to like breathe through my nose. Oh, dude, it was so rough. I feel like I haven't got back to that point. My wife has asthma right now because of allergies. Oh snap. I think my son even has it too. He kind of sounds terrible. He's had a terrible cough for the past couple weeks.
Let's go. Time to grind. Get inside your mind. Yeah, we working overtime. That's the only way to climb. We gon' make it in our prime. Signing on the dotted line. Cashing checks left and
Dude, where am I at? Oh.
When I got a goal in sight. Chip away, I gotta fight. Ain't nobody else in sight. Man, I think I see the light. Yeah, that shit is so.
City of the Dead is more fun. Also, they fixed the loot blowing everywhere problem. Wait, what? They fixed the loot blowing everywhere? There was loot blowing everywhere?
I'm a vet, cause I work with every breath. Man, I love the taste of sweat. I won't have any regrets. They get upset
Oh,
when
whoa,
they
whoa,
try
whoa, that
and
was
just
close.
arrest. And I'm still right
Wake
at
up, wake up, where I'm at.
all feel so pressed. Yeah,
But almost ran off the cliff there.
you wanna be the best. It ain't easy, it's a mess. If you wanna have success, you keep going like possessed. Drive it deep into your chest. Every failure is a test. Learn
Yeah, the mobs explode when you kill them, and then it would fly everywhere. Now the loot spawns where they die, not where they blow, where their bodies flew to. Wait, really? Wait, is that for Tungrad Ruins or City of the Dead? That's kind of crazy. City of the Dead? Okay. Huh. Because these bodies kind of blow up too. But they don't really go that far. Boom, 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 baby. Yeah, it's satisfying to see them explode. I agree. Tungrad is small blow up? Oh, okay. So City of the Dead is like big blow up. Man, I don't want to go back to work tomorrow. Weekend just goes by way too quick. I gotta work 6 days next week. I gotta work Monday all the way through Saturday. Yo, what up, Rita? Oof. Yeah, it makes it look like your skill is doing cast damage. I have to go there and try it out. Catastrophic damage, huh? Take a mental health day, bruh. I know, right? Hey, the grind always continues. Game life and in real life.
Yeah. I wanna build a life worth living. I wanna be rich cause I wanna be given. I feel the time keep
Yeah, I
wish I had more, but I'll take
have another job
cause I've been working a lot. Deserve a shot. I think
that I do a couple times a month.
it's been years on this path that I walked. And if I keep going, I pray I'll be
So I have like a main job and then a side job.
yeah, I commit. Wanted this life since I was a little kid.
Try to make a little bit of extra money on the side.
Did work towards it and now I have an addiction. I've been living life like a dream, like it's fiction. I've been doing things like I have no restrictions. I don't plan to stop, no I don't plan on quitting.
Yo, thanks for the follow, social status. Appreciate it, bro.
Everything I do, yeah, I do it with conviction. I've been on a mission, I ain't never quitting. Everything I do, yeah, I do it with conviction. I believe in free will. I make choices that lead to what I build. I will never give up, I will never give in. Everything I do, yeah, I do it with conviction. Give me a minute, I need to test out my limits. Like I've been shining the Guinness. I'm breaking records, I'm finished. I feel like I keep on winning. If I don't stop once a minute, I'm moving forward, I mentioned. But this is just the beginning. I've learned a lot of lessons, I've had a lot of blessings. My friends know I'm obsessive, they be chilling, I be stressing. But I don't second guess it, I'm loving every second. I see my life progressing, so I spend time investing. When I dream big, yeah, I commit. Wanted this life since I was a little kid. Never thought twice, I just
Getting there. About a minute and a half. Come on, come on, come on.
life like a dream, like it's fiction. I've been doing things like I have no restrictions. I don't plan to stop, no I don't plan on quitting. Everything I do, yeah, I do it with conviction. I will never give up, I will never give in. Everything I do, yeah, I do it with conviction. I've been on a mission, I ain't never quitting. Everything I do, yeah, I do it with conviction. I believe in free will. I make choices that lead to what I build.
We'll have to see what my my money compares to the average.
I need help, it's so cold outside and I'm going through hell. I don't feel alive, sometimes I can't tell. Cause every day I try, but I think I need help. Maybe if I
Boom, 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 boom.
feel well, want someone by my side, but I'm stuck in my
Come on, come on, come on, come on.
to rely on. But everyone's selfish, helpless, so damn jealous. And I just wish I never felt this. In this world from sea to shining sea, there's a way for me to go be free. There's a way for me to go be me. I just know that there's a place for me. There's a place for me. There's a place
All right. That's time. Time's up. Let's see what I ended up getting. 13,250. I feel like that's terrible. But we'll see. What's Garmoth's averages?
So sick of feeling like I'm alone in this place, and so sick of feeling like life is gonna be wasted. I just wanna be someone, wanna be greatness, yeah. I just wanna be happy, wanna make changes. I don't know where to start, how do I grow? Maybe there's something inside I could strive for. Maybe it's all in my mind that could guide towards something better in my life I could fight for. In this world from sea to shining sea, there's a way for me to go.
What in the world? Where's it at? What? It's like it's frozen or something. There it is. All right. So apparently the average is 23K. Yes, quite bad. Thank you, Rita. Yeah, I can see that now. 23 is the average. And I got 13. No problem. Oh, gosh. I suck. Golly, dude. How am I 10,000 off from the average? Like, that's pretty significant. That is a lot. 10,000? What the heck? A little toxic Rita. You've been doing them Pooterums, right? No, I have not. Am I supposed to be doing them? Pooterums are the trash events? Oh, maybe that's why. I thought I read somewhere where it said to like leave them. Like, hold on, this is what I read. It said best to leave. So when they spawn, best to leave for the next loop and clear them while keeping a visionary alive nearby for more damage. Leave them for the next rotation. Okay. Gotcha. So I didn't. So maybe that's the issue then. Because what I was doing was I would let it spawn and then I would just leave it there. I wouldn't actually clear it. So leave it, and then when I come back to it again, finish it. Okay. Maybe that's why. I'm not even going to count this hour. Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe I will count this hour. Yeah, I'll count this hour. One without doing the events, and then one with doing the events, and we'll see. We'll compare. Good way to see doing the spot right or not. That's true. That is very true. I mean, it's my first hour every year, so not really sure what to expect. But now I know. But yeah, I knew 13K was terrible. I was like, there's no way, bro.
Tough times I've been going through, some tough times and I'm overdue. A good sign, maybe something new. Some good times, give me any clue. Cause I don't wanna be left over. I just wanna know how it feels to have closure. Tough times I've been going through. Some tough times I've been going through. I feel like something's missing.
I gotta figure out how many
I think I have a condition. Everything I do, I just feel like I'm existing. I'm in a bad mood and there ain't no point resisting.
Alright, let's see here.
To make me feel different. I don't wanna listen, but it's hard when it's persistent. Darkness is gripping.
This is some instructions unclear. Blew up half the planet kind of stuff. Let's see. 287. Hey, I can get all the help I need. I can get 11. You know, I probably could have gotten closer to like 14.5k trash if I didn't stop periodically. Let's see, 31. I did get one of these though. That's my drop rate. So it's 257. Actually kind of surprised though. Like I still ended up getting what, 813 million? I wonder why it always defaults to striker. Berserker. So. Oh, wait. Wait. Oh, no. Did I not save that? What just happened, bro? Oh my gosh. What the heck?
Till I collapse, I've been moving too fast. Got my foot up on the gas, full throttle till I crash. I'm back with a vengeance. You gon' see me end this. I will be ascending. I don't ever slack. I got my eyes on a prize. What I see for my life, I don't float, no, I fly. Do or die. Cause you gotta do or die. There ain't no compromise. Get ready for a fight. Do you wanna see what you're made of? What if there was no one to save us? Would you leave it all on the pavement? Would you guide the ground with some straight blood? I just wanna find out my limits.
All right, first hour at Tungrad Ruins, 820 million, 13.2k trash without doing the events. So next time I will try to do it properly. My TK trash is probably a good average to aim for. Rita, what do you normally average?
My energy is unmatched. I don't get tired, no, I don't get gas. Still working to surpass everybody getting past on my way up fast. So watch out for me now. Everybody in this town will be looking at my crown. I got my knuckles all wrapped. Blood drips from the scabs, bloody fists from the jabs. Do you wanna see what you're made of? What if there was no one to save us? Would you leave it all on the pavement? Would you guide the ground with some straight blood?
20k? Okay.
I'ma put everything in it. I'm in this life to win it. And this is just the beginning.
Good to know. That is good to know. Hey, there we go. All right. Ranger isn't really fast at going back to back, so I don't know if I should give a Zerk the same standard. Well, you should probably give this Zerk the same standard because I'm terrible. Gosh, 13K, bro. It's all good. I'll strive to be better next time. Gosh, it's so dark, I can barely see them. Alright, people. I'm gonna hit the sack. Time to go to bed. Got a long day tomorrow. You're only as terrible as you allow yourself to believe you are. Hey, that's a great quote. That's a very great quote. Alright, let me see. Camera only. No, just chatting. Really gotta figure out this chat. Alrighty. Well, everyone, thanks for stopping by. All shucks, thanks for rating me. Appreciate it, bro. Hope everyone has a good day tomorrow. Don't forget the manor buffs next time. Oh, I got them. Oh, yeah. Trust me, that was the first thing I did. Boom, right there. Plus 15, baby. Oh, yeah. Trust me, I remember those. Big time, bro. Good night, brother. Nice. Feel better. I appreciate it. Yeah. Good old allergy season. Anytime, bro. Have a good rest of your night. Yeah, appreciate it, man. You too. Hope the work day goes by quick for you. I appreciate it. Yeah, you too. Yeah. I know you could be waking up here soon too, so you drop your kids off. Bro, I'm trying to figure out who I can raid. Gotta do better at raiding people. It's the name of the game, raiding. Issue is I don't really know any of these people. New player friendly. Well, raid Mr. Twitch for fun. I don't know. It looks like he might be going to. Maybe he might be going to bed here soon.
And Alone in the Dark. Bro, that game was very buggy. Yeah, and Dead Space. That's fucking wild. That game came out. No.
Vessel's pretty chill. Oh, is Vessel on? Well, too late.
this game looks a million times. Dead Space? Yeah, that's actually kind of fucking surprising. Dude, that's wild.
There's a Twitch streamer I hate to watch.
Where, bro. Gears of War is kind of stylized.
I don't know if you
way
even see
better.
that.
There was something about Dark Sector that looked very glossy, it looked honestly, it looked like a cross-gen game, like a game that wasn't quite 360, it wasn't quite 360 and wasn't quite like PS2. It was in between that. Wow.
Huh. All right. Peace out, YouTube and Twitch. I don't know how the whole raid thing works, but
Oh shit. That might have been the